Yeah, what I want to talk to you guys about is how to be able to understand music. That's the title of the video. And for this topic, I will discuss deadlines. Now to be able to fit within the deadline, and a deadline is a certain time period you're supposed to get something done. Okay? Like somebody might say, like if you're working for a company, they might say, the deadline is 2 weeks or something. So if you're having a deadline, it's good to know exactly what you're supposed to do. And for example, if you accidentally delete a series of musical notes, snare drums, etc., even if you record it, you can easily repeat it. What I'm trying to say here with this sentence is that if you delete a song, or if you let's just say you're producing music. Anybody who knows anything about music knows that music has different bars, and even for people who use live instruments of today, they still have a music software program. Okay? That's what they have nowadays. A music software program. So if they make a mistake, especially in the age of big money that we're living in nowadays, if you make a single mistake, like for the electric guitar, like I heard once, if you miss a note, I think that's a bit kind of an exaggeration. Because honestly, if you miss a note for electric, for a guitar, I'll just say guitar, electric guitar, like, I don't know. If you miss a note, I don't even think anybody would really notice, It's kind of like looking at a painting and noticing that maybe something's a bit off. Even someone who's not a good artist, if you look closely enough, even at Leonardo da Vinci's painting, I'm pretty sure, even some of the best looking paintings, you'll probably see something that looks slightly a bit off, but at the same time, it's not even like you would really notice it. For the best paintings, of course, because aside from the constant editing, everybody just simply, it seems like they didn't make any mistake, but you'll still notice one, That's the truth about it. So honestly, that's what it is. But let's just say you're using Fruity Loops program either to make a beat. Okay, maybe you're practicing to make a beat to share with a company. Okay, maybe even using live instruments. With the different sections that have different layers of sounds, of different musical notes. Maybe you're just using Fruity Loops just specifically for for making electronic music, which, to be honest with you, that's what it's really meant for. But if you decide to use live instruments and you're really going professional, not just practicing or something, showing off something, and you're using it, and you, of course, recorded the tracks, recorded the sounds, each, maybe in the best, because of course people are not perfect, so maybe one day they might play very good, they might get 100% notes done, down. Another day, 98, which is still very good. Another day they might just do bad, so it just records it over a period of time, or something. It's not just for, well, you're probably thinking this is a rock band, but no, not a rock band. I don't care for that kind of music. But just in general, just any, maybe jazz, new jazz or whatever. To be honest with you, you just simply, when you make that kind of music, when you make it, if you make a mistake with one bar with a series of musical notes, like for example, maybe you made a mistake with the hook, you can find a way to delete it, and through your knowledge of musical notes, you can easily repeat it and remember. Now, what I'm trying to say is that to be honest with you, if you want to have deadlines and you want to be able to get the work done effectively, quickly, to be honest with you, you'll have to have considerable knowledge of musical notes, and how it goes in your head. People might say, this is what you said for the last video. Sure, it does sound similar, but it's showing you how important it is, okay? Because if you're working with business people, they're going to want things done soon. They do not play. And just in general, for everything from the setup, it's not just musical notes, like knowing exactly the category of the musical notes, and knowing exactly all of the notes, memorizing all of them. It could also be just knowing how to set up everything, the snare drums, or maybe how to tune it. Like maybe you tuned it one way for, because you're producing a different song, and then this came up, and then you have to tune it back. Like, you just remember everything exactly you're supposed to do. You have a criteria, maybe you could write it down or something. So honestly, if you were to be able to do this issue, you would not only be able to know how to make beats that are good, but with your incredible knowledge of the instrument, of knowing the instrument like the back of your hand, and working at a faster pace, it's more easier for you to be able to make complex sounding beats. Now let me explain, because the music of today, it sounds good, but at the same time, it sounds mediocre. Maybe potentially in the future, even with today's modern technology, like I said, honestly, the truth is, most people don't even reach their full potential for anything. Because the moment anybody reaches their full potential, there's a huge bunch of haters who say they're too good at it and all that sort of stuff. But the thing is, this is for quality. Okay? This is quality production. So of course it's supposed to be as good as possible, to make it as enjoyable and make as much money, so the more complex the beats sound, the better it might actually, the better it might be able to sound. Like, maybe potentially if people start memorizing the notes, and they remember every single thing they're supposed to do. They know everything, They know how to set up the criteria of the musical notes. They know how to do the hooks properly for just that one set of musical notes, because you can make more than one bar. Sorry for the triangles, But honestly, you can just continue on and on and on, and you can do the same thing with another set. Through your incredible knowledge, you'll know the different musical notes, kind of like knowing a bunch of words and each place where they are. You'll memorize it, and you potentially would make beats that could possibly get on the music charts and become some of the best songs in the world. It could be on the scale of, I'll just say Richter scale of music, in terms of how good it sounds, how complex it sounds, all of the notes put together that produce a better sound for every, to hear. It might be a 4.8 out of 5, 5 being perfect. You know, it's completely developed, you know, or something. It's hard to explain, but 4.8, it could be that way, okay, in the future with this sort of knowledge, okay. So honestly, to sum it up, if you have excellent knowledge of musical notes and you know the criteria as well, it will help you be better able to make music. You'll probably have more fun doing it because you know what you're doing. You have the passion for it. You have the passion for the craft. You have the passion for doing the best you can do. You know, maybe, heck, you might even like how the stuff looks, and through the process you'll make more money and make more fame, and that's it, and that's all I have to say.